Hello art students, this is Mrs. Myers and today we are going to be doing step 2 of our winter landscape drawing or painting. I am actually going to be deciding to paint, so you need your drawing, of course, that we did from last week. You also need whatever you're going to color with, be it that your paint set or crayons, coloring pencils, or markers. If you are going to paint, you'll need your paint set as well as paint brushes, a cup of water, and a paper towel to clean your brush off in between colors. All right, so let's get started. Some of the things I want to show you guys how to do is before we even start painting is if you decide to paint or even if you're going to color, to do some snowflakes in the sky. Now the reason why I'm choosing a white crayon is because it's going to leave a wax kind of resist, and that's going to, the snowflakes will appear once I start painting. So those of you who are drawing or coloring, you just want to draw your snowflakes in the background in the sky. So I'm just coloring in some little circles every place I can in the sky. You can do fancier snowflakes if you like, but I'm going to keep it simple with just little circles. And you can't really see my snowflakes yet, but you will later. You want to make sure that you're pressing with that crayon, making sure it's on really good on the paper. All right, and I think that's good. And like I said, you won't see it now, but it'll be a magic surprise later. Okay, so I'm going to put my crayon to the side, and now I'm going to start to paint my night sky. So I'm going to choose to make my sky blue since it's nighttime. A very dark blue is what I want to play with. So I'm going to get a brush, and I just chose one of my brushes, wet it with the water. Go ahead and choose whatever dark nighttime color you want to use, be it that blue or purple, totally up to you. And as you paint, you can see that the snowflakes start to pop up because that wax resists water. If I forgot to tell you guys too, if you are painting, before you even start painting, you want to make sure that you trace your whole entire drawing with a black crayon so that it helps you to stay inside of the lines when you're painting. If you are not going to paint, you want to make sure that you trace your lines so that I'm able to see it well when you take a picture of it once it's all done. So you want to just trace it with a black crayon or a black marker so I can see all of your lines to make sure that I'm able to really see on your camera your artwork. Okay, so I'm just going around trying to paint in the same direction. And I put a little bit too much water. So since I'm seeing that it's puddling up, I want to drag that along because I don't want it to stay in that one place and wind up going outside of the lines. So I'm going to move that around, and it's okay. So I have some dark areas, some really dark blue areas, and some really lighter areas of blue in the sky, and that's okay. Try to move that around. If you see that it's too dark for your liking, you want to add more water to it. If you feel like it's too light, you want to add more paint. So it's totally up to you, your choice. And you can see that dark sky, the night sky. when you see that it's starting to get too dry, where no paint is coming off anymore, just go in and get some more paint. Water and paint. Go ahead and take your time. Make sure you stay inside of your lines. And that wax crayon that you did your outline will help to kind of keep you staying inside of your lines as well. And you can see those snowflakes there too. That looks really nice. Snowing on our winter day. Almost done with the sky. And just to show you guys too, it doesn't have to necessarily be a blue sky. If you want to add some purple to that sky, that'll look really nice too. So I'm gonna wet my brush and get a little bit of purple and put some purple in there. That purple's not showing up that well. Let's see, let's try this one. See it there. There we go. Maybe in the lighter areas you can put a little bit of purple or violet in there in your night sky. And it kind of gives it a feel like it's the northern lights a little bit too in the sky. Alright, so now my sky is done. I'm going to clean off my brush. Make sure you clean off your brush in between colors. Dry it off on the paper towel. It's nice and clean. No paint has come on there. So the next thing we want to do are the trees that are in the background. Or actually the sky is in the background and our trees are in the middle ground. So we're going to actually paint our trees black because it is such a dark night that the trees are in shadow. They're you can barely see them as far as their color. So I'm just going in with the black and painting my trees in black. And I want them to be a really nice dark black. So I'm going to make sure I have more paint than water. Those of you who are coloring, you just go in with the black and color your trees in. You don't have to worry about it. Tree, nice dark inky black. Alright, so now I have my trees done in shadow in the dark, in the black background, or in the mid-ground, sorry about that. Now we're going to do the shadows that it's on the snow. So the snow is going to stay white, and we want the shadows to be gray because they are lighter than our trees. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I use more water than I do black, and I'm going to just paint in like I said, more water than black, and I'm just adding just a little bit of paint to that and painting the shadow that is on the snow. Let's see, this one. So we have the different value going on there. We have the dark black on the tree, and then we are going to have put some more water in here because that's too dark, and have the gray for the shadows. Try to stay inside of your lines. And there we go. We have our nice gray shadows from the trees that are casting from the moon in the sky onto the snow. Now our last thing is to paint our snowman. However, whatever colors you decide is totally okay. Just make sure that you leave your snowman white, of course, because we want our snow to be nice and clean, not dirty. So we're going to go ahead and paint our hat and everything else that we did on our snowman. So I'm going to start, I'm going to make my, actually I'm going to use, I just got a smaller brush, but I'm going to make the eyes black. I went outside my lines a little bit, that's okay. So since I made a mistake, I'm going to just go ahead and make that more rounded and go ahead. I think I'm going to switch brushes because I'm not liking that one. For getting the smaller areas. There we go. That point was making me mess up on the brush. Go ahead and paint everything that you want to be black. Go ahead and paint that first. And like I said, if you want these to be a different color, you can. I'm just choosing for mine to be. Now my top hat, I wanted that to be black. And if you want that to be any other color, feel free to make it whatever color you want. Okay. So now, going back to this other brush, make sure I get it nice and clean. In the water, wipe it off on a paper towel. I'm gonna go ahead and do my orange carrot nose for my snowman. Okay. Clean off my brush again, because that's all of the orange I'm gonna do. Also going to make the arms or branches of the tree for the snowman's arm brown. So I went in and get some brown for there. Got a little bit of brown outside of the line. And if you mess up with paint, you can always go in with a paper towel while it's still wet and try to dab at it and then go over it again with whatever color you wanted it to be. All right. Alright, last thing that I'm going to do is my scarf. So scarf and the little ribbon on the hat. So I'm going in with some red. And just to make my scarf match, I'm going to put a little bit of red in his scarf too. And make a pattern. Clean off my brush, and I'm going to do the last sections of the scarf. So just bringing that holiday feel, I'm going to do red and green on the scarf. But like I said, you can do whatever colors you want. all done, you guys. That is it. You can see the shadows are gray on the snow. The trees in the middle ground are all dark black, and the sky is a nighttime sky with blues and purples, and the snow is falling in the sky. All right, hope you guys had fun, and I'll see you next time.